Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Thunderbird Radio, the best place to get announcements for all things UMA. Remember, if you have any announcements, to email them to announcements@utahmilitaryacademy.org. Again, that is announcements@utahmilitaryacademy.org. This week's announcements are for the 26th through 30th of August school week. Starting this week's announcements off is Duty Flight. This week, Duty Flight is assigned to Bravo, so we expect to see all of you cleaning the cafeteria this week. Moving on, Back to School Night is this Wednesday, August 28th. It runs from 17:30 to 19:30. In normal time, that is 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. We hope to see you there. There are also SBO forms for elections up. Any cadets interested in running for SBO, specifically this year, can pick up a form from the front office. Make sure to turn it in by Friday, September 6th, to Major Curtis. His room number is 101. The elections for SBO will be held Monday, September 9th through Thursday, September 12th. The winners of the election will be announced Friday, September 13th, during formation. For your information, most of the positions were filled last spring, but SBO will be electing one more council member per grade, as well as the 7th grade president and council. If you have any questions, go see Major Curtis. Something more pertinent to sophomores and juniors is the PSAT. For sophomores, this is a practice in preparation for the ACT and SAT. For juniors, it is also a look at potential on testing, but it is also used for National Merit Scholar applications. It is strongly encouraged to take the test. The test will take place at the end of October, but you must register and pay for it by September 10th. The price is $18 in the office. This year's yearbook photos will be taken on Wednesday, September 4th. The uniform for the photos will be the uniform of the day, whatever that might be. This information is more for the parents of the yearbook photos, so pass it on. Photos can be purchased through Bell Photography. Flyers will also be available with details before then. Then there is legislative internship. Any cadets interested in legislative internship should contact Major Workman. It's a great opportunity to see firsthand how the government works, as well as to build your resume for those interested in academics or scholarships. You should check it out. The following information is for the uniform. Cadets, I urge you to remember what these announcements say. They are important. First, it is vital to make sure that you are in the appropriate uniform each day. Teachers and flight staff will be checking. If you have problems or questions on uniforms, please reach out to the staff and flight advisors. And here's the uniform schedule for those of you that might have forgotten or are new. On Monday and Friday, there are the soft uniforms, with Friday you being able to wear spirit wear, specifically the shirts. Tuesday and Thursday are ABUs and OCPs. And finally, Wednesday is the blues uniform. Reminder, when in military uniform, it is imperative that you wear your hat and cover, as well as keep your uniform proper at all times, especially when off campus. Heavy emphasis on the cover. Speaking of covers, keeping your cover tucked in your belt is a terrible idea. They can fall out. It's happened many times. Your cover should be in your backpack, locker, or pocket. Lost covers without names are returned to logistics and sold back to you. The price for blues caps are $14, and ABU and OCP caps are $16. For blues, there are dry cleaning drop-offs, which are Thursday before school. So if you want to drop them off, make sure to bring your blues before school starts. They do not need to be in a bag, but the price is $6 per item needing to be dry cleaned. Then there's the PT uniform. You should check your classes to make sure if you need a PT uniform or not. If you do need it, make sure you bring both the uniform and your shoes. Remember that you are not allowed to run or work out in your military uniform. Pertaining to the uniforms and any other easily losable item is the Lost and Found, which is located in the cafeteria. The Lost and Found will be cleaned out every Friday, so if you're missing something, make sure to go and look for it. Remember that you are responsible for uniform items. Anything that is lost or stolen will be charged. Please store your personal belongings in your locker or another secure place. Lastly, if you have any uniform items in logistics or tailoring, they are ready to be picked up. Now a message for seniors and some juniors. If you're planning on college, start looking at scholarships and colleges now. Check out the counselor site on the UMA webpage for a number of scholarship opportunities. If you're applying for academics or ROTC scholarships, Do it now. If you need assistance, talk to Major Workman and Mrs. Horning. Now on to something more exciting, being sports. After all the uniform stuff, it's going to be nice talking about this. Baseball has an away game on Tuesday, and Friday there's a home game against Lindquist Field. There's a girls' soccer game against APA Draper at APA West Valley on Tuesday. Wednesday is a home game for them against Grantsville, and Thursday is a home game against ALA. Their home games are being held at Barlow Park in Clearfield. Then there's a football game being a home game on Thursday at Whitehorse Eccles Field in Ogden. After sports, we have team times for the week. Throughout the week, I do know that there's archery. I don't know about any other week-long team times. On Monday, there's Boy Scouts with Mr. Chapman in room 101, MMA with Coach Foley in the cafeteria, ham radio with Mr. Mamanakis in room 119, marksmanship with Coach Castle on the range. On Tuesday, there's Kitty Hawk tutoring with Lieutenant Colonel Tischer in room 122, Innovation Station with Mr. Curtis in room 201, Learn to Cook with Mrs. Greneau in the cafeteria, Aeronautic Modeling with Mr. Warner in room 123, and Dungeons & Dragons with Mr. Doctor in room 203. On Wednesday, there's MMA in the cafeteria, marksmanship on the range, Avatar team time with Miss Kruger in room 110, Airsoft with Captain Leckman in room 208, Esports with Mr. Storm in room 107, Open Arts with Mrs. Carter in room 122, Emergency Service and Search and Rescue with Mr. Warner in room 123, Japanese Club / Science Study Hall with Mr. Gabriel in room 118, Honor Guard with Sergeant Jimenez on the drill pad, and Junior National Honor Society with Mrs. Carlisi. That's it for team times, as I have run out of source material from the paper that I received. Hopefully I should have the Thursday team times for you next week. We hope that you enjoyed this week's version of Thunderbird Radio. Tune in next week for more announcements and information. This is Cadet Glenn signing out. Have a good week.